I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on previous test papers review. Let me thank all the students and subscribers who had been watching my videos and posting excellent questions. Now these days everybody is working for admissions to great universities, universities in Singapore, America, Europe, Australia and Canada, and even India, right? So we have a variety of questions to work on. These questions have been selected from previous test papers, and these are challenge questions actually. So if you understand how to solve these questions, you are better off. So let's look into the question itself. If the points Z1 and Z2 are on the circle where magnitude of Z1 is 2 and magnitude of Z2 is 3 respectively, and the angle between these vectors is 60 degrees, then magnitude of ratio of their sum and difference is equal to what? Now some of you might not have done vectors, so don't be alarmed by this word right there. Perfect. You could actually solve this question using concepts of trigonometry and the concepts of physics which you've learned. Okay, so let's try to understand the question itself. There are two circles, right? So it has been made very complicated. Let's say we have two circles. So I'm drawing one circle here. This drawing is only to illustrate and understand the question. Well, it's not that accurate, but it gives you a fairly good idea about what we are trying to do. So let us assume that these are two concentric circles. Okay. So when we talk about vectors, let's place their tails at the origin. And let me say that this vector here is the smaller one, okay, with magnitude of 2. The other one makes an angle of 60 degrees, right? And there it is. So that is what we mean when we are saying that the 2 points are on the circle, right? Does it make sense? So Z1, this is your vector Z1, and that is Z2. And the angle between them is 60 degrees. Perfect. Now, we need to find their sum. So basically, we have two sides. One side length is 2 units long. The other one is 3 units long. So it is a case where we know two sides with included angle. And that means cosine law. Is that clear to you, right? So that means cosine law. So basically this vectors question is a trigonometry question for many of you, and you can always use cosine law to solve it. Okay, so what is the sum of these two vectors, right? So what is the sum of Z1 plus Z2 equals to? We'll always take positive value. The sum will be, now let's try to make the parallelogram, complete the parallelogram, and then we'll find the sum, right? There's still something which we need to take care of. Okay, so it is kind of like this. I'm looking for a new color here. Okay, so we will actually draw Z2 vector from here parallel to this, correct? And then Z1, make a parallelogram. So the resultant, let's say O, for Z1 plus Z2 will be this, right? So P. So OP. So we're calling this as OP as shown here. Now in this case, outside angle is 60 degrees. The angle inside is how much? This angle will be 120 degrees, correct? 180 minus 60. That is kind of important to understand. And so we could get this answer as squares of these two, this is 2 square plus 3 square minus 2 times 3 times cos of angle between them. The angle is not it is 120, not 60 degrees, correct? That is important to understand. So this is cosine law, okay? So that is cosine law. So we got this value. Now let us see what is Z1 minus Z2 equals to. Okay, to get the Z1 minus Z2, it will be what? It will be from this to this place, correct? So that is Z1 minus Z2. To find that, we again use cosine law, but this time the angle is 60 degrees, right? So So that is what it is. So I'm not showing, let's say this point is R, right? So let's say this point is B. Okay, so from B to R. I could say B to whatever. Okay, let's say B to R. So this is equal to 2 square plus 3 square minus 2 times 2 times 3 times cos of which angle? 60 degrees, right? As you can see, this triangle, when you take Z1 minus Z2, it is 60 degrees. So let's calculate these values, okay? So we have square root, within square root we have 2 square plus 3 square minus 2 times 2 times 3 times cos of 120 degrees. This is the first one, which is equal to square root of 19, right? So the first one here is equal to square root of 19. And let's find the second one. What is that equal to? So we'll go back, change the value of 120 to 60 degrees, right? 60 degrees. And so it is equal to 7, square root of 7. So that gives you square root of 7. What do we need? We need their ratios, right? What we need is ratio of their sum and difference, which is clearly 19 over 17, or 7, right? 19 over 7, which is our option B. Is that clear? Right? So that is how we are going to solve this question. I hope you find it straightforward. Feel free to write your comment, share your views. Also share my videos with your friends. And if you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.